One of the biggest differences between Inventor and AutoCAD is the number of different file types that are involved. So it's important to understand and recognize the various file types used by Inventor. If you recall, what is the extension of AutoCAD files? It's DWG, and that's true regardless if it is a part drawing, assembly drawing, product drawing, or even a map drawing. Inventor has different file types for parts, assemblies, drawings, presentations. We'll be starting with the part file. You can recognize it by its extension IPT. When you first launch Inventor, you'll be tasked with deciding what type of file to create. In this case, we'll pick the part from the startup screen. Once the template file is loaded, you can begin to explore the Inventor interface. Make note of the view cube in the upper right hand corner of the graphics area, and the model tree is in the left hand pane. It's very important. It's usually docked as shown, but you can make it floating if you desire. If you accidentally close the model tree, you can reopen it using the user interface tools on the view ribbon. The basic method of construction 3D geometry are extrude, revolve, sweep, and loft. Look closely at the tool tips and you might understand how each work. If not, you will learn very soon. I've already expanded the origin folder by clicking on the plus sign to review the planes, axis, and center point. Examine the planes by hovering over them. The YZ plane could be called the right plane, the XZ plane could be called the top plane, and the XY plane could be called the front plane. The center point is where the X, Y, and Z values are all 0. I can pick the XY plane and then pick the Create Sketch tool. Notice the center point is projected onto my sketch automatically. I'll use that point to start my sketch. I've sketched an L shape and I'm not at all worried about the size of my sketch. This is another difference between AutoCAD where you want to draw everything the exact size. Don't waste your time doing that with Inventor. Just add the dimensions and adjust them. Now we can extrude our sketch to give it a thickness. Or we could select an axis and tell it to revolve. There's a number of lines that we could use for axis to revolve this sketch. For now, we'll stick with the extrude. You can switch the extrude directions or set it to extrude mid-plane. Which means both directions. You can start new sketches on the original planes or on the new faces of the part you just created. I'll start another sketch on the top face of my part here. I'll create a circle. Notice that the sketch circle is initially green, but when I add all the necessary dimensions, it turns blue. That means the sketch is fully defined. For now, just know that fully defined sketches are good. Now I can extrude this circle upward to create a shaft protruding up. Or I can change the extrude method from join to cut by editing the feature and specifying for the hole to cut all the way through all the part. This might all seem complicated at the moment, but start working the step-by-step tutorials of your textbook and you'll be an expert in no time. If you have any questions, please give me a call or send me an email, jkkc@asub.edu. Thanks.